Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to episode 8. Is it 8? Yeah, it is episode 8 of the Ben Hoon show. It is April 22nd, 2015. Your co-host, Ben M. And sitting next to me, as always, is Mr. Hoon Choi.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I am not 100%, as you can probably tell from my energy level and my voice. I am still recovering from a Spartan run and a Vegas trip combined.
Yeah,
so,
you look like, I mean, I don't know, hopefully Will would have to beep this, but you look like crap.
Yeah, I do, actually. And the one time that Will tries to videotape this is the time that I don't look so hot.
And normally you do look hot, right? So, yeah, this videotape thing threw me off a little bit too. And, you know, in the past we've had guests as well. And we're always like, oh, you know, we'll introduce a special guest later in the show. But then Jessica's like sitting right next to me and you can actually see her on video. And so Jessica's waving. So we'll introduce Jessica here in a little bit, a special guest in studio today. But, yeah, man. So, again, going back to how crappy you look.
Thank you.
Was it that wild of a weekend? Was it like?
I mean, it's not just.
Was it like a mix of Entourage and you know, The Hangover?
No, it's just like, you know, you try to combine one of those endurance runs with obstacles, and then you combine that with the no sleep in Vegas and the drinking. It's just not a good combination because not only was I malnutrition, like
malnutrition.
I mean, I did not prepare for, you know.
Well, you didn't do the cleanse in Vegas?
No, I didn't prepare for the run very well, and then I didn't sleep at all or rest at all afterwards.
So when did you went to Vegas Friday?
Friday. So I got there Friday
on Monday.
Yep, I got there Friday morning. I was the first one there, so I just started drinking by myself and started gambling by myself.
To the casino,
exactly.
the Venetian?
Straight there. That's all I did.
The Venetian, I do like the Venetian.
Well, it's Palazzo.
Venetian,
same thing, pretty much.
Right?
And then I just started drinking, and so I was pretty much drunk by the time everybody got there.
Did your personal host meet you at the?
No, she was on vacation.
She was. Okay.
But the thing is that I was I was drinking quite heavily before they got there, and then by the time they got there, they were wanting to get to sleep early because we had to run the next day. But me, unfortunately, I was already I was pretty much gone.
You were pretty much gone
at that time.
What does that terminology mean, gone?
And so, I mean, I was a little bit buzzed.
A little bit buzzed?
Yeah, and then
So no, back up a little bit. So like the race is on Saturday, and like you said, you didn't prep for the race much at all. So in Vegas, you thought the best thing to do to prep for the race was to gamble and drink excessively.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what we did.
Good game plan. Good
yeah.
Game plan.
So the race. Let's talk about the race itself. You know, the Spartan race is a 9-mile endurance run.
Whoa!
It's 9 miles with 28 obstacles. So, and we thought this was gonna be like Tough Mudder because me and Nacho did, and Vu actually did Tough Mudder as well.
Yep.
And the thing about Tough Mudder is you're actually in the mud, in the water for a long period of time. But the Spartan race was actually in the desert. So
so how far like out from the hotel was it?
It was pretty far. You had to actually take 2 shuttles to get there. And when we got there, you're in the middle of the desert, and there's not very many water stations.
Did you see like mirages like in those cartoons?
It was pretty bad. Around mile 6, Nacho decided he was going to give up for a little while.
So yeah, you guys did give me a heads up that Nacho almost quit, but man, he made it to mile 6.
He made it to mile 6. Nacho was almost there, and then around mile 6, 7, the soles of his shoes came off.
What?
So he was.
That sounds made up. That sounds like a cartoon.
So basically, it was like he was wearing socks throughout this rocky, deserty area. And then around mile 7, I experienced my first muscle cramp, which I've never had before.
Shut up.
No, seriously.
I've never had a muscle cramp
before. I didn't know what it was.
Our guest here, Jessica's like, what?
No, because like Vu was telling me muscle cramps comes from like not being drinking enough water and not enough sodium, right? And so I guess I drank so much the night before that I was really dehydrated.
It's just hard to believe because I've experienced many muscle cramps growing up.
Well, I've had muscle cramps in terms of like side stitches, stuff like that when you're running, but not where like your calf feels like it's inverting itself, right?
Oh, wow.
I've never felt it. Was really weird. So like,
I'm glad you got to feel the pain.
Yeah. So, but a couple of funny things came from. I was waiting to tell you this because you haven't heard from these stories at all.
I talked to my brother a little bit, but I know he was with a different group running, right?
Yeah, they went off a little bit in front of us. So it was me, Vu, and Nacho in the middle of near the back, I guess. And the story doesn't actually come from the actual Spartan run. The Spartan run itself was just, very hard, and it had obstacles were pretty tough, but we were able to get through most of them, which wasn't bad. But the funny things what happened before and after the Spartan run. So before we were heading over to the Spartan run, we were in the casino. And we gambled a bit, and so we all had some casino chips, right?
Yep.
So right before we were heading out to the Spartan run, what happened was that I was about to go to the bathroom, and I saw Vu had his casino chips out on the table.
Okay.
And so I was like, hey, Vu, you might want to lock up your chips in the safe.
Okay.
Because you just never know. I mean, not to say that the maids will take it, but it's just always better to be safe, right?
Yep.
And so he was like, oh, okay. And so after I do all my things, and I start putting my wallet and my phone in the safe as well. And what do I see in the safe? But Vu's half-eaten Frito-Lay chips.
What?
So when I told him to put his chips in the table, he put his Frito-Lay chips in the safe. So it wasn't even like, I mean, I was like, and it would be funny if it was just a joke, right? But he really thought I meant to put chips in his Frito-Lay chips in the safe.
You know what? That is so Vu. I did talk to my brother briefly, and he was just like, man, that Vu guy is such a nice guy.
Yeah, Vu is a nice guy.
Vu is a really nice guy, and that just sounds so Vu. That's hilarious.
I was just like, what?
You should have taken a picture.
Yeah, I should have, because I was like, what? Because it wasn't even a full bag. It was maybe 3 or 4 chips left in the bag. But you know how small that safe is, but it was just like a half-eaten Frito-Lay bag of chips.
So what was his explanation to that?
He was like, I didn't understand why you wanted me to put the chips in there, but I guess the maid eats your food when you're gone. And so he was like,
what?
Yeah, it made no sense whatsoever.
Wow.
But yeah, and then the next was after the run. Nacho's motto throughout the weekend was, I have to take a dong. That was Nacho's motto.
That was his biggest accomplishment to do.
That was his, every 30 minutes, Nacho was like, I have to take a dong. And during the run, I think he had to take a dong, but I think he held it. But so when we were leaving the run, so there's a whole bunch of porta potties out there since it's obviously the desert. I see Nacho run faster than I've ever seen him during the whole run. He's like high legging it to the porta potties. So we're like, okay, whatever. But the funniest part was that he comes out, no t-shirt on.
What?
He pulls a George Costanza on us, where he there was no toilet paper.
Oh my gosh! Dude, are you sure that's a story that Nacho wanted you to make?
You know
public?
what? Maybe not, but everyone saw it. So
wow.
I apologize, Nacho, if you didn't want anyone to know it. But it was. But you know what though?
What if that was a shirt his wife gave him?
You know what? It wasn't. But it was. He made the best out of a bad situation.
He did.
Because
it
was.
It could have been worse.
Yeah, he was debating between his socks, which were wet from this. So, but he had to use his shirt. You know what? I would have done the same thing. So I don't blame him at all. And he came out very proud though too.
And so what part of the race was this again?
This was at the very end.
Oh my gosh.
It was awesome though.
It was. And then, but you guys all survived.
We all survived. I've been in bed since. So I came back on Monday at 5 p.m. I got out of bed at 4:30 today.
I literally thought you were dead.
Yeah, I got out of bed at 4:30 today for this radio show.
No, seriously, because we normally record the show on Wednesday nights almost 10 o'clock, right? Because of some other things that we've got going on. And with our special guests, we worked around the schedule. We've got our family in studio today. And so I was like, all right, we got to record at 6 o'clock. Can you make this happen? And I'm letting Will know. I'm looking at the Facebook page. I'm like, hey, did Hoon check it to make sure he knows that we're recording at 6? And you could tell if people have read the posting or not. And if you haven't read it, so it's kind of making me nervous. So I'm calling you, texting you. I even let Will know. I'm like, hey, just a heads up. The show might be Ben and Hoon's show, but with special guest Jessica only, because I can't get a hold of Hoon. And Will's like, is this normal? I'm like, actually, it is pretty normal because you never answer your damn phone.
No, I do. So the thing is, though, Ben, I'm when you're I had almost I had a fever yesterday because I was still recovering. But when you really, you cannot go to sleep, right? As soon as I fall asleep, you freaking called me every single time. It was like clockwork. I was about to pull out my hair. I was so angry.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah, I did
meant
not
to do
love
it.
it.
I
was so
had a
pissed.
camera in your
I
house.
want you to
watching
read this right here, this piece of paper that I wrote.
What does it
that's
say?
exactly what
Ben sucks. Oh, thank you so much.
That was the thought that came to my head every time.
Hey.
Every time the phone rang, I knew it was you too. I was so pissed. I would look at it. It would show your freaking face in your S2000 that's on your Google thing, and I was about to smash my phone because I was so angry.
Oh, and then you would have been like, Ben, give me another phone.
Yeah, I probably would have, but it was your fault then because I was sick. You woke me up every single time, every 30 minutes.
This show,
I mean, you were excessive. You called me like every 30 minutes.
I did not look at my phone log. I did not call you every 30 minutes.
You called me way too often.
I did not. Esther's laughing at me because she's like, don't call him. You're going to call him too much.
Thank you, Esther.
But
Esther,
literally, we left the house early because I was going to go bang on your door. It felt like we were in college again. But the reverse this time, you didn't have a car with a pager alarm, so I can go kick the tire on your car. So you can come out and be like...
That was nice, actually.
Yeah, but it would be ridiculous. In college, you'd be like, hey, Hoon's not answering his phone. We go knock on his door. And then you go out there and kick his tire, and he comes running out the door.
So I had those alarms that actually had a pager on there. So as soon as as soon as my alarm went off, the pager on my car alarm would go off on my keychain. So that was very convenient. But you're right. People and my friends kept on abusing it, where I would want to stay anonymous and just stay in bed, and they would just come by and kick my car. So I'd run out there in my boxers. It was like, who's kicking my car? And it was just you guys.
Well, it sounds like you're feeling better.
I'm not 100%, but I would say that I'm at 60%.
60% of Hoon is still worse than 100% of Hoon, so I'll take that.
No, that's true.
So no, but seriously, thanks for coming and making it, because it wouldn't be the Ben Hoon show without Hoon. Actually, it might be that next week because I'm traveling, so we need to work that out. So let's do this. Let's go to break here in a little bit. Actually, a little bit now. And when we come back from break, we'll unmute our special guest here who's been sitting here quietly laughing at us. And we'll get to meet Jessica here in just a second.
Over 4 months ago, Dallas Korea Network began something that had never been done before, believing in giving the second-generation Asian Americans a platform to voice their thoughts and opinions, while also creating their own entertainment. Next Gen Connections was birthed, and its first show, Fresh Off the Pod, aired in late October 2014. Beginning the first week of March, Next Gen Connections will begin airing 4 shows targeting Asian Americans. Fresh Off the Pod, The Minority League, K-Pop Hour, and Next Gen Talk looks to bring a variety of topics to the Asian American community in the DFW area. DKNet and Next Gen Connections ask for your support as we strive to do something that has never been done before. For more information on shows and Next Gen Connections, go to www.nextgenconnections.org. Thank you for your support.
All right, yes, www.nextgenconnections.org. And make sure you check out all the shows, K-Pop Hour, Fresh Off the Pod, Minority League, and this little show called The Ben and Hoon Show.
And remember, they're looking for a new K-Pop Hour DJ.
Yeah, they're looking for someone to help out. So if anyone's a huge K-pop fan like Hoon, maybe you should do double duty here and be DJ Byung Hoon Choi.
I don't think anyone wants to listen to the old school Koreans that
doesn't. No, you know the new stuff too.
A little bit, not as much as the old.
What's
stuff,
that app
though.
that you use on your phone?
Melon.
Oh, Melon, whatever. Yeah, FOB. So you make sure you guys go check out nextgenconnections.org. And like Hoon said, there's an opportunity if you do want to get involved. There's an opportunity on the K-Pop Hour. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce our guest, Jessica.
Hello.
Hello. You've been sitting here very patiently. Jessica, we talked about this in the room before we came in here. I've known you for years. You're a close friend of my wife, Esther. Jessica Koschel.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Got it right. Because I've butchered it for years. And I even got to the point one time I called you Jessica Coleslaw, and I kind of stuck for a little bit. So I apologize.
It's okay. Coleslaw is very delicious.
It is very delicious. I like coleslaw.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and so you're okay with that. So, I mean, again, appreciate you taking the time to come out here today, and sorry to put you on the spot. I had no idea we were recording video today, and it's going to be on YouTube. So.
Oh, goodness.
But
it's
you're
YouTube?
doing fine. Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, all the world will see this now.
This is fabulous.
Awesome.
Great.
So she's going to be like, you're going to kill me after this.
So happy.
So happy. But, usually the show, Hoon and I are just joking around, just talking about stuff, making fun of each other, and, arguing about stuff. But, part of the show, and we thought about, when we were talking about topics and guests to bring on, was like, hey, it'd be interesting to have someone on. We had a guest a couple weeks ago talk about his daughter, bringing up his daughter playing golf. Last week we had Mike Stewart, who is my friend and my famous white boyfriend, came on the show and talked about me being married to a Korean. And so this week, and I knew your story before, but actually I don't really know your story. All I do know is that you were adopted at a young age. And so thanks for taking the time to open up and talk about it. And, but I know in general you said you had a very good upbringing and a good experience. So what age were you adopted?
I came over to the United States when I was 4 months old.
Okay.
And the Kushel family is quite large. So my upbringing was good just because my family was so large. I was just surrounded by so many loving people. And our community was very loving as well.
So were you brought to Minnesota, Minneapolis area?
Yes.
So when you were were you part of a program, or how were you selected, or did your parents go to Korea and apply to adopt an infant?
Back then, you didn't have to go.
Okay.
So they wanted a girl.
Okay.
And I think initially they were looking for somebody of Colombian descent.
Okay.
Because my godmother, I think she was from Colombia.
Okay.
But they were unavailable, so South Korea was the next option.
Kind of the same thing.
Yeah. I'm so
Colombia
glad.
and South Korea.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. So adopted, you said at 4 months of age.
4 months.
Wow. So, but you grew up in a Caucasian family, the Koshel family. It sounds like, again, a very, very loving family. And so at one point, growing up, did you always feel that you were different? How can you explain that a little bit?
Well, I asked my mother because I think I was pretty happy and somewhat of a loner growing up. And she said I was very interested when I was younger being adopted. I thought that was so awesome and so cool. But then I hit, junior high, and that's 7th, 8th, 9th grade up there. And I kind of wanted to just blend.
Yeah.
So I didn't really want to be I'm adopted. I just wanted to be anonymous, no one pay attention to me kind of thing. And then in high school, I was getting more interested in being adopted in my past and my culture. And that's where things kind of turned a little sour just because I did meet other Asians. A lot of the Korean ones were adopted.
Yep.
But I met a lot of Vietnamese, a few Korean, I guess second generation. And some of them were a little mean because they were well, you're not really Asian.
Yeah.
And so that was hard to swallow. And you didn't have, the internet back then
exactly.
to Google things and learn about things. So there was no resources where I could go to figure my identity out.
Yeah,
so.
that must have been really tough. I mean, I relate that to Hoon, grew up in West Texas, being the only Korean
I might as well have been adopted because you probably had more access to other Asians than I did, besides my immediate family.
So, in junior high and high school, were you the only Korean person in school, or?
I met one in 10th grade, and then another foreign exchange student was there, so 2 Koreans.
Really? Okay.
The rest were Hmong and Vietnamese.
Yeah, that's
they have a huge Hmong and Vietnamese.
Hmong Vietnamese population. I remember one time I went to Minnesota. Well, I go to Minnesota all the time for work, but I went to a
so
Walmart.
jealous.
I know. I'm oh, Jessica, you'll see me. I'm in Minnesota. She's oh, that's home. And I'm 6 feet of snow walking next door to Outback Steakhouse.
I miss it.
I know, right? But yeah, I remember them being going to a Walmart, and the whole Walmart was Hmong people. So interesting there, but I think you mentioned a little bit too, hey, some experience you've had with Korean, I guess, adolescents growing up. I guess maybe they didn't understand, right?
Yes.
From their perspective, they're hey, I'm Korean.
Well, the idea that they said that she wasn't really Asian really surprises me because
even at that time.
Well, the thing is that for me growing up, it was kind of the opposite of her, where I didn't grow up around any Asians, and I was trying to. I can kind of feel for you when you say you're trying to blend in, where you're trying to not that I was really embarrassed about being Asian, a little bit of being embarrassed about Asian because I was trying to be as part of the group as possible, and me being the only Asian in my high school, junior high, elementary school really kind of put me as an outcast in the very beginning, right? So the fact that the other Asians said that you weren't really Asian really surprised me. Kids can be cruel back then.
Yeah.
Oh, they can.
No, but even today, you mentioned like, hey, having the internet and being able to do that research. I think that there's a potential that kids going to be even crueler now, right?
Yeah, with
Very
social
true,
media.
very
Yeah,
true.
social media, they can look up stuff and get more, I guess, educated at being a meaner bully. So that's kind of
The
scary.
social media bully nowadays, I mean, you hear about it all the time. It's
That's
crazy.
You going to Twitter, being a social media bully.
Yeah, I don't even have like one follower.
One follower on
Mike,
Twitter.
hey Mike, shout out to Mike. Some random guy
Some
added
random
me.
guy followed you on Twitter. Everybody, follow Hoon on Twitter. What's your Twitter handle?
But I don't know.
You don't even know your Twitter handle. Well, follow me on Twitter, BenM1977, and look up Hoon. So back to you, Jessica. So again, with your family, so were you the only adopted person in the family?
Yes. My parents were trying to have a baby for a while, and they couldn't. And so that's why they adopted me. But by miracle and an oopsie, my brother was born. So I
Okay.
have a younger brother, blonde hair, blue eyes. Not so much hair anymore. He's going to kill me.
He's gonna kill you. So you guys are really close? I've heard you talk about him before too.
Yes.
Really close. That's awesome. I mean, that's cool. Like, again, having a loving family, which didn't have the experience with that culture, willing to bring you in and accept you into the family, and raise you as their own, right? And I mean, even my wife and I, Esther and I, before we had kids, we had struggles potentially having kids. We looked into adoption too as well. And at the time, we were, we were just looking at Korea, but we went to these adoption seminars and we would listen to like the other countries. Man, it's just sad stories out there with so many children out there just being abandoned and not having an opportunity to. Because I mean, in my heart of hearts, I feel like every child should have an opportunity to grow up and be successful and live a healthy life, as much as possible. So go out there and adopt a child. Actually, you know what? Don't adopt a child because I would be afraid of what you would do to an adopted child.
He would be wearing raw denim.
A raw denim that would never be washed. But like, I mean, what was your first, like, other than meeting other Koreans or Asians in school and things like that, what was your first Korean, I guess, cultural type experience? Do you remember?
That one Korean that I knew in high school, she took me, I think, to noraebang.
Really?
Oh, nice.
They have noraebang in Minnesota?
It's really far away. I mean, I'm from Maple Grove next to Elm Creek Park, and that was a suburb. It took, I think, like 40 minutes to get to downtown Minneapolis.
Okay.
And so I didn't have a social life because I was so far away. I'm like, guys, can you come pick me up? And no one wanted to pick me up because I live so far. But
Really?
on some occasions, I did have a few friends that were like, oh, okay, let me introduce you to Korean food and noraebang. And it's nothing like here.
So what was your first experience? What did you like? What was your first reaction going to a noraebang?
I enjoyed it. I am not a good singer.
It's okay. Hey,
I need
Join the club.
as well.
I need some liquid.
But it's in the blood,
to-
right? It's in the liquid,
Is it?
right? Yeah, no. I mean, I think every Korean can sing. Even though be like, oh, I'm tone deaf or anything, like every Korean has some type of musical rhythm.
Man,
and-
I feel that's being very stereotyped.
It-
and,
I-
very
it is
racial
very
there.
stereotypical, but I think
because I've proven the fact that I can't. That
Don't
they
sell
cannot
yourself
sing.
short. I've heard you sing that Popopo song many times, and you can carry a tune very well.
So
But-
can you sing, Ben?
No, I'm not that good. But I mean, I enjoy singing, but it's fun. But I think everybody has a little bit in them. But so you went to noraebang, and then what about Korean restaurants? Like, I don't. Is there Korean restaurants in Minnesota?
There is, and there was a grocery store that I went to, but I mean, it felt like it was the size of this room.
Okay.
It was very small. And when I went to the restaurant, I had no idea what to order.
Yeah. So from your
I didn't know how to
perspective,
eat.
it's like if you're like a white person going into
Yes.
the store, whereas people in the store are looking at you like this girl should know what she's doing here.
Oh yeah, all
Yeah.
of them. They would the.
So did you even
ajummas
know how
there.
to use chopsticks or anything like that?
I
or-
was very bad at chopsticks. I still am. I'm a little bit better, but my Vietnamese friends taught me.
Oh,
how to
how
chop.
interesting.
But still, I do it the same way that the directions.
pinching- I see what you're saying.
on the chopstick
the forefinger
holders.
instead of the middle finger. Okay.
Yeah, but all
interesting.
my husband, he's Vietnamese. He does it the way where it's crossed over.
Yeah.
And I guess I've seen most of my Asian friends. That's how they use their chopsticks.
I mean, so what's your
tried.
favorite Korean food then? from your experience?
Samgyeopsal.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
maybe
what?
we should
That's
go
a good
eat.
one. That's actually a really
Maybe
good one. That's
because,
my brother's favorite.
That was one of the bribes I had to have Jessica come on the show today. It's like, hey, come on the show. It's in K-Town. Bring the kids. So sad Lynn couldn't make it. And we'll go eat Korean food afterwards. So there you go. Maybe samgyeopsal is a thing. I was thinking more of this hot soup, budae-jjigae, but Hoon's being
Why do you want
baby about it.
budae-jjigae?
I don't
Budae-jjigae
know.
is like what you eat at late night after you're drinking. That's not a thing where you take families and little kids.
Why not?
All right. I mean, that's just.
But samgyeopsal does sound pretty good too. So we'll have to talk to the kids and see what they'd like. But it is our guest choice.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely. Guest of
think I
honor's
need
choice.
to be here
More often.
Yeah.
No, we've been talking about it a while. Bring the family. We'll go eat Korean food as much as you want. So going to the Korean grocery stores, and then. But you also mentioned like listening to Korean music too. How did you learn about Korean music and stuff like that?
From the Korean foreign exchange student.
Okay. Oh,
She-
okay. There
She
you go.
showed me like Sateji Boys. I think she had some cassettes because no
Cassettes.
CDs back then.
Yes, that's what I like to hear. Classic.
SES.
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 Yeah.
No,
So
I mean that's
that
a good
was-
perfect segue because Jessica, our guest, we have 2 songs we play every episode, and we had Jessica, our guest, pick the songs for this episode.
They're good songs too.
They are very good songs.
I was very surprised when I saw those.
Yeah, so it's very good job, Jessica, and we're gonna have Jessica on more. We'll talk more about your experience. We're gonna play a little fun game with Hoon. I call it the Battle of the Sexes.
Oh, that
So
makes
we'll
me
see how this
nervous.
goes. Hoon has no idea.
You gotta
what it
remember,
is.
I'm at 60%, so I might not be representing the
Okay.
guys.
But you've been
as
doing
well.
this more than I have.
Yes.
Doing this. I'm not sure if doing this is actually a thing because
Twirling
I'm
your
really,
pen.
I'm a radio virgin.
Oh, there you go.
okay.
But she's
Me,
doing
I might
very
as well
well.
be. Every single episode feels as though it's my first time.
And you're just winging it every time too. And so we'll come back after the song from Diva, and we'll talk more with Jessica.
Baby love, baby love, baby love, baby love, baby love.
right, man. That's a good selection of music this week. I like that. Hoon, do you remember Diva?
I do. Are you mad that Jessica stole your thunder of finding your songs? 'Cause
No, absolutely
that's
not.
usually your first thing that you send over on
It
our
is. It is.
on our
It does,
work report.
it does bring back some good memories. But I forgot the lead singer of this group, but she came from Lula, but she was like the sidekick in Lula for a long time.
The one with the dimples?
Yeah, I forgot her
She's
name.
cute.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. So let's go to the Battle of the Sexes quiz here. So there are 6 questions, and there's a tiebreaker at the end.
Oh, no.
So do we have to answer who answers first?
No, we're gonna
or how's-
alternate. We're gonna alternate.
How's that? Okay.
So like I'm gonna give the question, though it's multiple choice.
Oh, okay.
So
Will there be a prize?
potentially. Oh
Okay.
man, that's something I didn't think of. All right, you get this mouse. How about that? This mouse that says Chrome is your prize.
No thanks.
You're paying for pride here.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you get the answer wrong, the other person has a chance to steal it,
Got it.
and then we'll go from there. So 6 questions, and this also leads to some discussions. So Jessica, being the guest here, and the theme of this, there is some Korean theme, there is some Asian theme, there is some anime stuff in here.
Anime
Anime.
stuff. What in
Yeah,
the world?
so not quite anime, but that's how I figured it out. That's how I kind of framed it up. So
Answer is Robotech.
no. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Question number 1 for Jessica. Jiro dreams of what? A, sex. B, puppies. C, sushi. D, America.
Oh, sushi.
Sushi is correct. Yes.
Nice.
Wow.
That is a great documentary, though.
It
Thank
is.
you,
It makes you-
Netflix.
It makes you really appreciate like the way they make the rice.
Oh my
the,
gosh.
the way he picks the fish. It's amazing. He spent so much time just making the rice itself. Delicious.
Yes.
That's like on my bucket list now.
You had
Yes.
you were so close to Japan when
I
you were
know,
in Korea.
I know. But you have to make like reservations like a month or 2 in advance.
Oh my gosh, that's so hard to do that. You make it sound like it's
but
so
there's no way.
hard.
But there's no way for me to plan out my vacation time when I was over in Korea.
Working for the man. But yeah, man, that documentary is awesome. And the cool thing, towards the end of the documentary, it shows us the sun's progression, right? And the son sets up that restaurant, but does it left-handed style because he's left-handed?
Well, it was 2 sons. Remember, one son went off to help do his own, and then one son stayed behind with him.
God, I mean, I love sushi, but can you just imagine how good that sushi tastes?
And just the experience, because don't you get to watch as
Yeah,
well?
you get to watch, and there's no menu, right? You just sit down and you just eat, right? So, Hoon, why are you sticking that mic in my face?
Well, Will has sent us a couple of notes about talking in front of the mic, Ben.
I have
And
seen that.
You keep on going back and forth towards
Well,
me
I'm trying
and
to
towards
pay attention to
Jessica
our
here.
guest, even though I've given
And
her
I'm
the
trying.
prep.
What a noob.
What a noob.
Jessica's doing so much better than you.
All right, Hoon,
Yeah,
question for you.
go for it.
Don't answer it until I give you all the freaking choices, okay?
No, Robotech.
DMZ stands for what? A, donkey, monkey, zebra. B,
Monkey zebra.
demilitarized zone. C, donuts, milk, zucchini. D, doesn't matter zone.
Wow, that's tough choices. So, but I am going to go with B.
Not donkey, monkey, zebra?
That was close.
Okay, demilitarized zone. So, Hoon, did you ever go to the DMZ while you're in Korea?
I didn't.
Why not?
I had the many opportunities to go, but it's one of those things that you say you're going to do, but you just don't do it. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
My bad.
I remember.
Is it?
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
cool. So, Jessica, that's one thing question I forgot to ask you. You've never gone back to Korea.
No, I want to.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Also, the next segment, my story next segment will really relate to you because I just went to Korea. I just came back from Korea, so I can tell you a little bit about my heartaches of learning
Hard
when I
knock
was
life
over
in
there.
Korea.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, I went to the DMZ when I was a little kid. And I remember my uncle took us there, my brother and I, and like just looking across, like you just look at this valley, they give you binoculars, and you're looking around. Then all of a sudden you see this other pair of binoculars looking right at you. It's kind of an eerie feeling. But again, I'm a little historical buff, so I like to watch that kind of stuff.
You're not a historical buff.
I am a historical
Stop trying to
buff.
sound smart on the radio.
Indiana
Like, I'm a
Jones.
historical buff.
Historical
'Cause he
buff.
loves Indiana Jones.
the Ark
and
of the
Back to the
Covenant.
Future.
I know what cup the cup of Christ would have been. He's a carpenter, so it would have been a wooden cup. Anyways, all right. So the score is tied 1-1. Question number 3. The Doc in DJ Doc stands for what? A, dream of children. B, dance only crooked, C, don't only cook, D, devil original crazy. Do you know the group DJ Doc?
I do, but I never knew what the DOC
It's kind of
stands
odd.
for.
It's kind of odd. So okay, so that'll be a hint. It's
So I guess I would say, oh crap, A.
hey, it's
have
actually
children?
right.
Yeah.
I don't actually know the meaning of why they
Why?
picked. I don't know. I should have Googled that
Creepy.
before, but it is creepy, right? One of my all-time favorite K-pop groups from way back in the day. But yeah, it's Dream of Children, which is weird. So
Ben,
we have to do
you have
some
the
research on
worst
that.
multiple choice
I know.
questions ever.
Yes, because I'm doing this late at night, right before I'm going to sleep, because I do have a day job, right, Hoon?
I am not sure what you mean by that.
Okay. All right. Question number 4. What is, Hoon?
Yes.
Age-
Robotech.
Initial D.
Ooh, that's
No.
a good answer too. For a question that we haven't heard yet.
What is a Juicy Lucy? A cheeseburger with cheese cooked into the patty. B, the name of your last girlfriend. C, the #1 K-pop hit in Korea right now. Or D, a new Papa John's pizza flavor.
The Juicy Lucy.
The Juicy Lucy.
So I'm gonna guess it's A.
It is A.
So, I mean, I had no idea.
You had no idea.
Because the other choices were so ridiculous, Ben.
Why? It couldn't be the name of your last girlfriend?
Oh yeah, so
Juicy
close.
Lucy, so close. But I actually put that up because
That's a
it's a
Minnesota
Minnesota
thing.
thing. It's very good.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is awesome. So there are 2 places in Minnesota, 9 Club and Matt's Bar. I might have messed it. It might have been like 7 9 Club. Something with something club.
Andrew Zimmern was.
Yeah, and Matt's Bar. There are these
Mm-hmm.
2 places that are notorious for it in Minnesota. And they're like right down the street from each other.
So wait, no, I don't remember what the answer was again. So what was
it's
the
a
answer? I just said
cheeseburger
A.
with cheese like cooked into the patty.
Cheeseburger with cheese cooked.
So when you
that
so
sounds really good.
It's
actually.
really good. I've tried to make it at home.
Uh-huh.
Maybe we'll try to make it this weekend when we do the Next Gen Connections barbecue get together.
Uh-huh.
But Jessica, you're invited if you're free.
Ooh, food.
So it's a hamburger patty where they cook cheese into the patty, and so when you're biting it, you're like the cheese is like oozing out of the patty.
Huh.
It is really good. And like I said,
That sounds
this-
good.
And I picked this question because hey, our guest is from Minnesota.
Thank you.
So Hoon, I'm impressed that you got that answer. Wow.
I didn't even know what the answer was. I just said A.
All right. Next question for Jessica. Hello Kitty's pet cat is named what? A, Hello Kitty Jr. B, Charming Kitty. C, Smelly Kitty. D, Garfield.
I didn't even know Hello Kitty had a cat.
I didn't either.
That seems so
That's-
odd that a kitty.
Again, confusing.
Right? It's confusing.
I'm going to go with the Charming Kitty.
You are right. Charming Kitty it is.
Good
right?
call.
Good call there. So, yeah, I had no idea. I mean, my sister-in-law is a huge Hello Kitty fan. My daughter has all these Hello Kitty outfits.
Diane's a huge
Yeah,
Hello
she's
Kitty
a huge
fan.
Hello Kitty
I
fan.
wouldn't have imagined that.
Is it just a
actually.
smaller version of Hello Kitty?
I think so. And she walks around with her on a leash, which is kind of weird. So, yeah, it's kind of
Ah,
odd.
it sounds really odd. It's like
It is very
me
odd.
having like a human as a like on a leash. Sounds odd.
That is crazy. All right, Hoon, for you. And the answer is not Robotech.
Got it.
How many female Smurfs are there? 1, 2, 3, or 0?
Dude, everyone knows there's only Smurfette. 1.
Final answer?
Yes, that's my
That is
final
wrong. Jessica, you have a chance to steal here.
answer. Really? There's no other female Smurf.
1, 2, 3, or 0.
2.
Oh, you're going to say 0.
The answer is also wrong. So there were 3. The names were Smurfette, Sassette, and Nanny Smurf.
No way.
No.
According to
way.
Wikipedia, unless someone butchered a Wikipedia entry here, but there were 3 female Smurfs.
Yeah, I'm going to call foul on that one.
Isn't that crazy?
There's no way. I've seen a lot of Smurf
all the
episodes.
cartoons, because that was during our
Yeah.
time when
It
we
was,
watched
right?
TV.
That's what I said,
have
too.
never seen any other female
Right?
besides
It says,
for Smurfette.
it says Smurfette.
That was
But-
only Smurfette.
Oh, we'll try to dispute this. All right, Google says it was. So the score ends up being 3-2.
Congratulations.
we're
I let you win.
We're running
I
out
let
of
you
time.
win.
for
I
the
knew there was 3
tiebreaker.
Smurfs.
No. So we're running out of time. So let me just let you guys both have pens. So let's see if we can
Oh.
do this in less than 30 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
How do you add 8 eights to equal 1,000?
How do you add 8 eights
To equal 1,000.
to equal 1,000? I give up already.
You're like 60% of me. You give up. How do you add 8 eighths to equal 1,000?
How do you add 8 eighths to equal 1,000? How do you? I can't. What?
You're like, oh, 60%
No, this
of me.
hurts my brain.
Wait a second. How do you add 8 eighths to equal 1,000?
Okay, so let's do this. No, I'm not gonna give you the answer. Let's do this. Let's go to break, and we'll come back and see if we'll give you the time during the break to try to figure this out.
Over 4 months ago, Dallas Korean Network began something that had never been done before, believing in giving the second-generation Asian Americans a platform to voice their thoughts and opinions, while also creating their own entertainment. Next Gen Connections was birthed, and its first show, Fresh Off the Pod, aired in late October 2014. Beginning the first week of March, Next Gen Connections will begin airing 4 shows targeting Asian Americans. Fresh Off the Pod, The Minority League, K-Pop Hour, and Next Gen Talk looks to bring a variety of topics to the Asian American community in the DFW area. DKNet and Next Gen Connections ask for your support as we strive to do something that has never been done before. For more information on shows and Next Gen Connections, go to www.nextgenconnections.org. Thank you for your support.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, Hoon, are we on the right track here?
Yeah, but this is going to take too long.
It's going to take too long, Jessica. I see some scribbles here.
Okay, no, I got it.
I'm just scribbling for scribbling's sake.
It's 8 8 plus 8 8 plus 8 8 8. Right?
Let me see.
8 8 plus 8 8 plus 8 8.
You're close.
Am I?
So do you mean these last 3 numbers, are you adding them 888 together?
Yeah.
Hoon, to get 1,000. Think about it. 888 plus 88 plus...
I meant like this.
You got it.
Oh, shut
so
up.
It's, so it's 888 plus 88 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8
Are you
equals
freaking
1,000.
serious? I just completely guessed. I just completely guessed that.
60% of Hoon is pretty good.
Do you remember when I said that I wasn't good at math?
You weren't.
I take that back.
You weren't.
How did I guess that? Seriously.
No, so this is not saying you're good at math. You're just good at lucky dark guesses. How
But
about
that's
that?
pretty incredible, isn't it?
It is.
I'm impressed because I'm
are
not
you
good
Jessica?
at math.
No,
I am
I think
very
I'm
impressed.
gonna blame. I think Jessica had it, but I think nerves got there. But hey, Hoon, that was like a tiebreaker technically. But technically, you guys did tie. So kudos to both of you
Yeah.
guys. You know what I give you guys? Again, you guys both win a Chrome, a mouse with the label Chrome on it, and I'll make sure you get a new glass of Ozarka water.
How did I get that? I'm
Are
still
you
like
that
amazed by
amazed?
myself.
You still that
Like, I'm
amazed?
like lightheaded because I'm so.
You're like,
This
Maybe
is the
that's
first time I've won
why.
anything or been tired for anything.
you had some like Marvel X-Men skills. You're like, it just came in your head. But anyway, so Hoon.
Yes.
With you being sick the last couple of days, I've been asking, like, hey, what's your topic this week? And you never replied. So again, flying off the seat of our pants again this week. We came up with an idea, and you're going to talk a little bit about your experiences in Korea.
Yeah, so I thought this would be a great opportunity because Jessica is here as well. She said she's never been to Korea. And I wanted to kind of make this an ongoing segment because of the fact that I just moved back from Korea after a stint of about approximately 2 years living there. And it really was my first time. I moved out there without knowing anybody. I just kind of went out there. My Korean is exactly the best, as Ben knows. And everyone else knows who knows me. So just going out there just blind. I mean, it was like, I did not know very much about it. So it was really going back there was not only for my career, but also to kind of get back to my Korean roots as well, because I grew up in a very non-Asian, non-Korean city.
Just say a
And-
white city.
Yeah, well, it wasn't really, it was like a lot of white and Hispanics and everybody else but Asian.
Okay.
So I really wanted to really experience how it was, and it was kind of like jumping into the deep end of the pool, right? Just
Did you have
kinda-
relatives?
I did have relatives there, but they lived in another city, Daejeon, and so I wasn't very close to them either. So I didn't really know them very well. So I didn't have any contact with them until like a few months after I was in Korea.
Oh, okay.
So just going there, I mean, I didn't have any friends or anything that lived there either. So going there, it was an interesting experience, even like from like once I stepped off the plane, because in Korea they have pretty much two extremes. It's either extremely cold or extremely hot and humid. There's about 2 months out of the year, like spring and fall, it's really pretty and really nice outside. But otherwise, it's either blizzard or it's hot and humid like the desert. So, I mean, coming from Texas in December, it was still pretty warm. And I did not take any winter clothes with me when I went to Korea.
That's right.
And when I got there, people were putting on their like parkas, their North Face jackets. Me, I rolled down my sleeves, because I was like, uh-oh, this might be a problem because there was about 5 feet of snow on the ground. I had no real jackets or any kind of sweaters that I could wear. So I looked pretty odd already. I really looked out of place because I didn't, and I was trying to act tough, not let the
tough guy.
Not let the cold affect me.
Be a
But I was
greaser.
freezing inside. And so I went to the first thing I did. Was put up in a hotel. First thing I did, there was a mall across the street from me, and Korean malls are interesting because Korea is a very service-oriented country, and people, when you go like shopping there in the mall, here like you go to a mall, you have to try to find someone to help you, right? Most of the time. In Korea, if you go to the mall or you go to the grocery store, you get accosted with people trying to help you. No matter, even if you're in the general vicinity, but 1 or 2 people will be asking you to help you. So it's a little bit intimidating when you've never been there before and when your language barrier is a little bit of a issue. So when I went there, I was a little bit intimidated because I wasn't used to that. And so I was trying to grab sweaters and not really not trying them on or anything because I didn't know where I was supposed to try them on because the way they're set up, there's no room to really try on. Each store, each booth has their own smaller booth, which I didn't know about. But you go there, and so I just grabbed, because most of the time in America, I'm by the small or a medium. So
medium?
Yeah, I'm right in between. So I went there and I just grabbed a whole bunch of small and mediums. And I was like, okay, this will be fine. So I grabbed a whole bunch of them, and I didn't even try them on. So I got home, and I tried them on. And the small, I can't even get my head through the hole. I'm like trying to get my sweater over my head, and my big noggin would just not let me do it. And then when I put the medium on, it was like so skin tight you could see my nipples.
Sexy.
And the bottom barely got to my belly button. So I mean, you couldn't walk outside with this. I was wearing basically yoga pants on top of like that's as a sweater. So it was a very big learning experience where over in Korea, where sizing is very different. Japan and Korea, actually. So anyone who's planning to shop in Korea or in Japan, the sizing is completely different because there it's very they took a lot of Koreans are very thin, and they're actually relatively tall as well.
Yeah, now I heard they're really tall.
So you need to probably size up if you're going to.
No, you need to size like triple up. Especially for me, you got me that one Korea soccer shirt.
Yeah,
and I think it was an extra large, and I tried to put it on. It was just like you said, it was a skin tight shirt.
Yeah, so you can't find anything that's not a skinny or slim cut there. Everything's because they're very fashion forward over there. But it's hard to find anything that's not a skinny or slim fit.
So basically, everybody in Korea is just dressed like a hipster.
Pretty much. That's pretty much where you get it from.
I like loose clothing.
Yeah. But so it was a learning experience in that aspect. And even like I was telling Ben, they make you do a month, like a yearly physical exam. And it's really crazy how it's a good thing. The healthcare is really great in Korea. But the way they do their yearly health exams, that's mandatory. You go in there and they treat you like cattle. You go to each station, you hold like this clipboard, and now they have a band that's electronic that tells you exactly which station to go to, and then you get your blood test here, and then they go, okay, you go to this station number 3, and then you wait in line, then you get your weight and your BMI checked. So in Korea, I'm considered morbidly obese. So it was I know, it was kind of an awakening call. I looked down, like, it's morbidly obese. So
what do they tell you to do?
Yeah,
Diet?
So they're like, yeah, you need to lose some weight, and I was just
really?
like,
They really told you to lose weight?
Yeah, they told me I need to lose weight because I was morbidly obese. So that's just kind of an FYI for when you visit Korea. Size up in your clothing, and the healthcare is great though. So
I don't know if I want to be called morbidly obese.
You would not be. I don't think you're definitely healthy.
That reminds me of, like, I had that LG phone, and it has that walking app. And I put in my height. I'm 6'1", 215 pounds, and it said something similar to that. Like, I was extremely overweight, like, and warning for like heart problems. And of course, it's a Korean phone, so it's programmed. And I put in my height, and like I try to mess with the weight to make it to where it won't trigger that morbidly the weight issue, and I had to be like 140 pounds. I'm like, what the heck? It's ridiculous.
Probably the average in Korea for your height, which is the crazy part, right? And like, I was also thinking, like, you know, the first time I went there, like the couple of things that really blew me away are I was showing pictures on Facebook. As soon as I moved there, the best thing I found was the bidet. Like, I've never used a bidet before.
My parents have one.
Yeah, but like a lot of the bathrooms in Korea, most of them actually have a bidet. And
is that hygienic though?
So my bidet, my personal bidet, it keeps the seat warm at night. So
I think I would like that.
Isn't that nice?
Really?
I would like that.
I mean, yeah.
The idea of it being warm from somebody else is disgusting, but the fact that it's warm to the touch
because Nacho, if that porta potty had a bidet in it,
from just being electronic, it warms it, and it has like massage features.
Did you try out all the features?
You know what? I tried out every single feature on there, but I've never felt so clean after using a bidet. And it's hard to go back to not using a bidet once you've used a bidet.
You know, they sell them at Costco.
Really?
They do.
I would actually buy one because what's funny is that like I would be at work and I would, you know, you could hear they all have bidets as well. And
at work?
I'm telling you, all
fancy.
all the stalls had bidets, and even like some of the subway stalls had bidets and everything. Yeah, so I would be you know, doing my business, and I'd hear the bidet going right next to me, you know, because it's pretty loud. And be going for like 15 minutes. I'm like, what is this guy doing beside me that the bidet is going around for 15 minutes? Because sometimes I'd use the stall to take a nap.
Oh my gosh.
And I would be like, what in the world is this guy doing? It's just all I hear is bidet and different massage functions. I'd be like, what is this guy doing beside me that he's using the bidet for 15 minutes?
That is pretty disturbing.
Yeah, and but that's one of the things. Like, it's really, I mean, once you've used it, have you used it, right?
Yeah, like I said, my parents have one at home in Houston.
And do you actually use the function?
I do like it. Again, Esther's afraid of them.
Esther is afraid of them.
Yes.
You know, they have women and men's versions. Well, not versions, but they have options for both.
To point the stream.
So yeah, that makes sense.
You can control the stream and the power of the stream.
The power
of when it points a little bit forward, a little bit less powerful.
Sure.
A little bit in the back, a little bit more powerful. So great experience.
So with that, Jessica, you have a lot to look forward to when you go to Korea.
Does it have a drying function?
It does have a drying function. You press a button and a little thing things pops out and it's like a blow dryer.
Okay, so when you do go to Korea, things to look forward to are some good samgyeopsal. They have some good food there.
Oh man, every other restaurant is a samgyeopsal place. It's awesome.
That will have its own album.
Things to not look forward to is the super tight fitting clothes and the weird sizing. But the things to super look forward to is the bidet culture there.
Yep. And also one of the funny thing is that like they have actually toilets for little children there.
What?
Yeah, so it looks like a toilet. I posted a picture on Facebook and I'll post it again. But it looks like a toilet that is about a third of the size of a regular toilet. And when I first got there, I had to really use the bathroom. It was at the subway. And I was like, how are you supposed to use this toilet? It's like a toilet for ants. You know, like how they did it for like Zoolander. And so I was like, I tried using it. And it was more of like a squatting function.
Really?
And then I realized sometime later that the toilets right beside me were regular sized. So
such genius.
I know.
Was that like 30% of you at the time?
That was about 30% of me.
Well, with that, thanks for bearing with us on the video feed today. Again, thanks for our host, Jessica Koschel, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Sharing your experiences with us. Great to have you here. We'll have you back again.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe we'll get Ethan on too. Ethan and I can talk about video games.
Oh.
Yes.
Minecraft.
Ethan, are you hiding back there in the booth right there? I know you're hiding back there somewhere. Maybe not Minecraft. We could talk about Mario and some other stuff, right, Ethan? Nodding his head no. Yes? All right, we'll figure this out. But again, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. And thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Ben and Hoon Show. Hoon, any last words to say?
I will be 100% next time I come back.
100%.
And promise with better stories from
Appreciate
Korea.
the effort. All right. Thank you guys very much. Thank you for listening, and talk to you guys all next week. See ya.
멈춰진 이 시간